Let's fucking go. It's the Spring Fever. It's XFL Championship week. I'm just getting right into it. This is Spring Fever. It's the week, Eric. By the way, this is Eric at eTalk21 Sports on Twitter. Uncle Rico. I am XFL Jim. This is Spring Fever. The hype is real. The hype is off the charts. Let's fucking go.
Can I get a bet in on the over-under of drinks consumed by you?
If you set the line. Well, okay.
No, well, first of all, are you going to be doing drinks? I need to know the thing. Are you going to be like doing your normal thing where?
So the normal thing still applies, and I'm still trying to work some stuff out. So the normal rule for the streams, obviously I'm going to be streaming the XFL Championship game Saturday, folks. Be there. So the normal rules still apply. The normal rules are tornado of beer. I have 2 6-packs ready to fire off. Tornado of beer for every turnover touchdown, special teams touchdown, coach's challenge, and missed field goal or missed kick. So those rules will still apply. I'll be drinking just during the game. And then I have a special rule I think I'm going to do for touchdowns for the championship game, where every touchdown, Eric, I'm going to spin the roulette wheel. And instead of just landing on a regular number, each number will coincide with I'll have like a little card placed there with something I have to do. And some of those may involve drinking.
Jesus, dude, this is going to be it. Can I throw out the word extravaganza?
You could use the word extravaganza 1000%.
I mean, maybe
a very fun time.
XFL Gyms watch along party extravaganza.
We'll call it that. We'll call the XFL Championship watch along extravaganza.
I mean, just something. You know what I mean? Like,
but this, Eric,
I'm gonna think of a title right now for you, Jimbo.
This is the culmination of everything we've worked so hard for. The XFL has completed a season, the first season completed since 2001. And what did we think? The season as a whole. Let's take a look back before we look at the championship game happening now. And by now, I mean this weekend. Let's take a look back at the season that was and kind of reflect.
The pace of play was great. You know, I love the pace of play. Kickoff rules. I think it kind of took a little bit for the coaches to figure out the going for 2, going for 3, going for 1. Product, I feel the quality of football was better than USFL year 1.
I especially think, in particular, like the first 4 to 5 weeks of the USFL last year, some of those games were slogs. A lot of them were blowouts. And basically, my favorite thing is basically after week 5, the XFL didn't really have any blowouts. Every game was neck and neck. Some teams lost to really, really bad decision-making stupidity, but the games were really close.
And the thing I'm excited for, I'm interested to hear your take on this, is the jump to next year. I really feel like with the jump that the USFL has taken this year from year 1 to year 2, I feel we should expect the same jump with the XFL and get a better quality brand of football. I'm not saying it was bad football, but I'm expecting a jump from year 2. So it's going to be interesting to see what the jump is. And then I'm also interested to see like what are the players that we're going to see on the next level. What does McLaren decide to do? Does he try to stay, play so his kid can watch, go to the league? I think Butler from the Battlehawks, I think he's gone. Does Josh Gordon? What does Dianucci look? Philip Lindsay? What do these guys do? Like where are we going to see these guys?
Well, a lot of the XFL has been posting on Instagram and Twitter and all this stuff about players that have gotten camp invites. And then after the championship game, we'll kind of go through the whole list of guys who have gotten invites, guys who are going to be trying out for the NFL, kind of give them their props. I know Dianucci is trying out with the Broncos and the Jets. I don't know what's up with Philip Lindsay. I was talking with this guy. Shout out Chase, by the way. Louis Perez to the promised land. It is happening. They will get us there. But I I think the timing of the XFL season is a really good thing to get these guys in the league with when it ends right in time for training camps to sort of start up. I like how that works out for them. And I'm excited to see who gets a try. And then I'm also extremely excited to see who ends up back next year.
Yeah, and what does the players like Adrian Martinez, like, oh, he's signed to the USFL. I'm talking about those quarterbacks, these younger quarterbacks that don't make a team. What quarterbacks are we going to see next year?
Because it's not even just quarterbacks. I was talking about this with Adam on his show. In the USFL, the Philadelphia Stars, they drafted in the college draft for the USFL. They drafted a bunch of offensive linemen. None of those guys are on the team because they're all trying for the NFL.
Yeah.
So I wonder if drafts for the XFL and USFL kind of turn into like drafts for the next year.
Yeah.
Because like they get these players if they don't make the NFL. So I wonder if the drafting comes into to play where you're just like, okay, we draft this guy. Probably won't get him the year that we draft him, but we might get him next year. And now we hold the rights.
That makes sense. I like that. That makes sense a lot.
But I think that really dives into. I think you need to approach the draft in a different mindset then. Yeah, you're not getting immediate.
You have to be one step ahead.
Exactly. I also want to see how the XFL does the draft because I loved one of my top 3 things that the USFL did was the way they decided the first pick of having the 2 bottom ranked teams play each other.
I love that.
Oh, that was one of the best things they ever did. And I want to know what the XFL is going to do to kind of determine who gets the first pick in next year's
draft. Are they going to do that again this year, you think?
I think so. I think the USFL will do it again.
Because that made that game even more meaningful.
Exactly. It made it so much more meaningful. The XFL year 1 of this new iteration couldn't have been happier. It was fantastic. I love the product. And I'm excited to see where they go in the future. I see only things moving up. I'm intrigued when these leagues are around for like 5-10 years, possibly. I'm an optimist, people. But when these leagues have been around for like 5-10 years, do we see players who just kind of be like, they're not NFL guys, they're XFL, USFL guys, and they just stick around? Like a guy like Luis Perez, he's been in the AAF, he's been in the XFL, he's been in the USFL, he's been in the XFL again. He'll get NFL offers.
Yeah.
But I think guys like him, it might be better just to stay in these spring leagues, and then eventually you could just turn into a coach.
Really?
I think so.
I mean, like, I know, like, for me, I'm going to go where I get the most money.
Well, you're going to go where you get the most money, but I feel like a guy like Perez, he'll get on a team, he'll be on the practice squad for, who knows, a little, like a month, 2 months, and then he'll get dropped. I'm just being realistic. That's what happens to a lot of these guys.
And how old is Perez?
I think he's maybe a little bit older than me. Luis Perez he's my age. He's 28.
So with him being that mature, that makes sense then. That's what I think you should do. And Jim, I have a title for your stream.
Give it to me.
XFL Championship Watch Along Extravaganza. Live coverage of the epic battle.
Did you chat GPT this?
You know what? I did it, but then I like changed a couple words to my own little flow.
I like that. Shout out Herb Phillips. He's going to send us pictures he's going to be at Herb. I'm so jealous. He's going to be at the championship game. I'm so
be a good time, Herb.
I'm excited to see how the crowd turns out. I think San Antonio will do me proud. I think they'll do me proud.
Over under. Do you think it gets to 10,000?
Way over.
15,000.
Over.
20.
Maybe. I'm going to go over, but I think like 25.
25 is taps.
Maybe. I mean, you can see more. Who knows? I don't remember. How many people were at the USFL Championship last year?
Well, if only one of us was there.
I was there, but I don't remember how many people were there.
We're at USFL Championship.
I know the TV ratings were good, but I don't know what the crowd was nuts. It looked it looked sold out.
So they had 1.52 views.
Chase is calling out his shot. The crowd size will be 21,366 exactly.
I can't find how many people are in attendance. People were.
Well, let me see. I mean, if it was at capacity, it was 23,000. And it looks sold out. So I'd say at least probably 20,000 people were at the USFL Championship game.
Okay.
And that was in Ohio where there was no teams.
You know what?
I think people will go. I think people will go.
I think people will be there. I think it's going to be interesting to see how many people will be there. What do you think the crowd split is?
70-30 Renegades?
Really?
Maybe 60-40. I think DC fans will travel. I also think DC is probably one of the brands that might have a little bit bigger of a reach just because they've been so good. And the color scheme's awesome.
They have some badass. Plus, they have De'Ara King. So
I know Uncle Rico. I know who you're rooting for.
You know what? I don't know. I'm gonna bet for a low scoring first half.
I know you are.
I mean, that's
because you're a practical man.
That's what I'm gonna do, and then I'll just be having a nice little homemade burrito bowl and joining you for the stream, my friend.
Well, let's take a look at the game. So the Defenders right now, this line's been moving slowly but surely kind of all over the place. Defenders right now sitting at -6, over under 48. Renegades plus 210 on the money line, but if you were smart and listened to me and Uncle Rico, you got the Renegades at 14-1, so you don't even need to worry about that.
Yeah, you're in a good position. Obviously my big thing for this, and I'm just being practical here, when you just kind of look at everything, you kind of have to play what if, or who's going to show up? What offense is going to show up for the Renegades? What are we going to see from them?
This is true. This is Luis Perez's 5th start as a Renegade.
And how is their offense going to look? Because, if you look at the whole course of work, what has it been? It's been a hit and down. It's been up. It's been back and forth. Number 2, the quarterback for the Defenders, whose name I'm talking
about Jordan Ta'amu, the one who's not De'Ara King.
Got a little banged up. What's his injury status?
So I have the injury reports for both teams right in front of me. I'll go through this list real quick right now. Frozo shout out says defense wins championships. Both defenses are pretty good. The Renegades have had like a top 3, top 2 defense all season. And as good as we feel the Defenders defense is, they've been in a couple shootouts in these last few games.
Yep.
So here's the injury report. I'll go through the Renegades first. Wide receiver Victor Bolden, shoulder groin, full participation. This is the one that they pumped out. So this is Monday participation. He was full, he just practiced whatever. Letty Brown, running back, knee, full participation. D-back, Shakur Brown, lower leg, did not participate. He's now on the IR. Wide receiver, Randall Hall, foot, did not participate Tuesday either. Bunmi Rotini, knee, full practice. Davion Smith, their main running back, shoulder, ankle, full practice. Wide receiver, Tyler Vaughn, lower leg, full practice. Now the Defenders, cornerback, Dejuan Neal, shoulder, limited yet Monday, limited Tuesday. Running back, Abram Smith, the staple of their offense, limited Monday. He was full Tuesday, so he should be all right. DJ Swearinger, hamstring, limited. KJ Sal's, ankle, limited. It's a lot of people just limited. Wide receiver, Jazz Ferguson, limited. Like they are hurt.
Yeah. My thing is this. How banged up are they? How is that going to affect the running game for the Defenders? I don't know, man. There's just so much there's so many what ifs and questions in this game. How are the nerves going to be? Are guys going to be pressing because this is their big moment?
I think Jared's 100% right. Like, if Abram Smith is hurt, they're going to be airing it out. You got to stop Lucky Jackson.
Oh, 100%.
1,000%.
100%. And then
Frozo's calling. If Victor Bolden's back, that's huge. That's a huge receiver get for the Renegades, who've basically just been relying on Sal Cannella.
Now, if the Renegades get down a quick 10, quick 12, do you trust their offense to come back?
I don't know if it's as much about trusting their offense, or I think DC with a lead, they could just turn it so conservative and work it out. And their defense can play with more abandon, like how Dr. Heat loves to dial it up. I think if the Renegades go down 10 early, it's possible because the XFL is wild. The comeback mechanics are crazy. But it'd be tough, especially against the defenders. Like if they were playing the Sea Dragons and they went down 10 early, I wouldn't worry. But if they were playing the defenders, it's different.
My next question to you, my friend.
Ooh, Frozo says the Renegades have a better chance down 10 versus DC. Which is like DC could, if they're up, they could very easily just turtle and run the ball.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Which is a worry.
Do they have odds for like MVP up or anything?
MVP's already, I mean, the championship game MVP, because the MVP of the season's already been named.
No, MVP of the championship game.
They do not. Dude, they don't have props for any of these leagues. It's so bullshit. None of these, no book has any props for any of these leagues. There's no CFL prop. There's no USFL prop. There's no XFL. It's stupid.
I just figured because of the championship game, they'd get a little spicy.
No, they never will, especially year one. Maybe year three. Maybe year three they will. Chase asked, was the MVP McCarron? Eric, who do you think the MVP of the XFL was?
Danucci.
You think it's Danucci? Chase wants it to be McCarron. It was actually Jordan Ta'amu, which I think is a little bland.
Yeah,
which is fair. To be fair to his credit, this is actually Jordan Ta'amu's best season that he's had.
Really?
Yep. I mean, college, but year one of the XFL was looking promising, but they ran the ball way more. And then the USFL, he threw, what was it, like 14 touchdowns to 12 interceptions?
He looked bad in the USFL.
Yeah, he didn't look great. And now he turned it around and just looked fantastic this year.
Yeah. Now what so hypothetically, let's say we do find MVP lines. I want 2 people from each team, but they can't be the quarterback.
Okay. Davion Smith. Abram Smith. Both Smiths. I'm rocking with both Smiths.
Okay.
Chase, I'm 100% lockstep with you. I think AJ McCarron looked way better. I think AJ McCarron deserved MVP, personally. I'm going with both Smiths, and then I'm going to go. I'm going to stick with offense. I'm going to go. Sal Cannella could possibly get it if he just balls out of control. And then DC, it's tough to find another one. I don't think the quarterback will get it because I think they play both quarterbacks. Maybe Lucky. Maybe it could be Lucky Jackson if you give it to a receiver. I don't think a defensive player is going to get it.
You couldn't see a guy from the defenders just getting home having like 3 or 4 sacks.
No. I feel like the way that the Renegades offensive line has been playing, especially since Perez stepped in, they've stepped it up somehow. And Davion Smith has just been killing it running the ball. I don't think so.
Okay.
Chase says it's with DC, it's someone on D. I just don't. I never see the MVP going to a defensive player. I just don't see it.
So, okay. So let me pull this up right here. So hypothetically, let's say
Chase's answer is
Bellamy.
potentially right though. If it is a defensive player, they have to like basically it might be a cornerback who gets a couple picks and houses one.
What if Bellamy has like 4 sacks, 3 sacks?
No.
2 sacks and a forced fumble.
Maybe like 3 sacks and a forced fumble. He gets it. I think he has to ball out.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I really think the MVP market, there's going to be some value in there just because there's some people that could win it. There's going to be some big shots.
The issue is like usually this is when the quarterbacks turn up. We saw it in the USFL Championship game. That's like Case Cookins was vying for that MVP. Sorry. Yeah, Case Cookins was vying for that MVP, and then he got hurt. Well, Frozo has a point. If it goes Eric's way, it's a low-scoring game. It could be a defensive MVP.
You know, I love my low-scoring games and those playoff games, buddy. Those championship games. You know, that's what I live for, dude.
I know you do. You ready to pick
What about someone on the Renegades defense?
Okay, so they'd have to go turnover crazy. And, I mean, the Renegades have done it all year. I wonder. Maybe Will Hill? He only has 1 INT.
Jordan Miller? Joe Powell?
Yeah, if he gets a couple of INTs. Chaser, it's got to be a cornerback or a safety. Joe Powell's not a bad pick, Eric.
I mean, I don't know, man. I think this game is just going to be a little lower scoring.
Shout out Joe Powell, though. He has a huge beard for someone who only weighs 200 pounds. You think every championship game is going to be low scoring?
That's because that's just what I do, man. That's just people are tight. These guys are players too. Big lights. Plus, the game plan is always going to be conservative because it's not just a regular. They don't want to lose the game because they're going like doing crazy ass shit with their play calling.
How do you feel about a first half under live bet, second half over?
I would definitely bet there should be more. I would bet there's more points in the second half than first half.
I would think so too. If they offered like lowest quarter first, lowest scoring quarter first quarter.
Yeah, I would put more points scored second half than first half if I could get something with that.
Hey, books, are you listing? Hey, Bet Online, are you listing? Hey, any book out there?
They had one of those for the CFL. We hit it in the CFL Championship game.
Yeah, they do a little bit more for the Grey Cup just because it's been around forever. Maybe year 3 or 4, we'll start to see a little bit of the exotics come out for the XFL and USFL.
I mean, especially like, how can I word this? So there's one prominent bet tracker that seems to be in bed with the XFL. You think with them being on board, they'd be offering more player props.
Maybe year 2. Maybe year 2. I can only hope, dude. I want it so bad.
You want it?
Do you have any suggestions for what the XFL should do for a halftime show? They're probably not going to do one, but for what they should do.
Oh my God. They're in San Antonio. Let me Google something real quick.
What are you Googling?
What do you think they should do?
I think they should do holographic DMX doing 2 songs.
I was going to say because they're in Texas, they should have old school Mike Jones come out there and start rapping.
That'd be hilarious.
Mike Jones.
How about do a halftime show of like the original XFL kickoff rules?
Yeah. They could do that.
Where you have to wrestle for the ball.
All right. So here we go. Here are some famous musicians from San Antonio. George Strait. Megan Thee Stallion.
Okay, bring her out. That'd be sick. That'd be fire.
Allie Brooke. I have no idea who Allie Brooke is. The Butthole Surfers.
Okay. You can get some Butthole Surfers out there.
Austin Malone.
Girl, I don't know who that is.
Okay, now we're just getting people. I have no idea who the hell they are. Pat Green. Who's this chick? Shelly Lars. Oh, yeah.
I like Voz's idea. Have him run out there and shotgun a bottle of vodka and a ghost and just go crazy.
You know what? Oh, dude, Paul Wall. There we go.
Paul Wall halftime Frozo. Yes. Make it happen.
Oh, my God, man.
Dwayne, I know you're listening.
Oh, God, that'd be fucking awesome, dude.
Do you have any picks in the game, Eric?
I'm going first half under. I'm sitting on that 14-1. I'm going, and if
What'd you get the number at? For the first half? I'm seeing 23.
Yeah, I think I got like 24.
Attaboy.
I
like that bet. I might get a little Renegades plus 6.5 if I can find it.
Oh, I didn't know Austin Malone is Post Malone.
Oh, that's Post. I know he was from San Antonio.
Dude, just learning.
That would be sick too. That'd be a sick one.
I'm learning.
Would you dabble on the full game under, or is that a little too much?
I wouldn't do the full game under.
I like your first half under.
I like. Hey, dude, real quick shout out to Chase, dude. Chase and me, I gave out a little parlay that was Knicks money line, Mr. Jalen Brunson over 25.5 points, and the Knicks to score over 106.5 points.
Did it just hit?
Just hit, dude.
That's sexy. But there's not just XFL going on this weekend, Eric.
Got some USFL.
As much as I am tunneling in on the championship game, there is USFL going on as well. We just had a week of USFL action where the North lost every single game to the South. I think we're seeing a pretty apparent divide of divisions in the USFL. I was talking with Adam. Apparently, total points scored, no team in the North matches any team in the South for points scored. Voz, I'm sorry, we have to talk about it. Shout out Voz, he's a Stars fan. And as a fellow Stars fan and Case Cook is dick rider, it's hurting. It's hurting bad.
The one thing about me is I feel, how can I word this? I don't know. Like, I feel it's more wide open this year than last year.
I especially feel like the North is wide open because I think right now we're tied at 2-2 for the top two teams. And the other two right below them are 1 and 3. Yep. The South is separating a little bit. Obviously, the Breakers are the only undefeated team. But it does feel like every team's floor raised to the level where it's wide open. I think this was a flash in the pan for the showboat. So let's just go through these real quick. Gamblers, Stars. Gamblers 41, Stars 16. The Stars' offensive and defensive line are in shambles. They're terrible. Case Cook is as much as he can. Is trying to will this team to victory, but man, he's running for his life, and then it just creates problems. The Stars might be done. They might be cooked. We'll know after this week, I think.
I mean, this is a must-win for them. If they don't win this game, I mean, who are they playing?
They are playing, I think it's the Generals. Yes, it is the Generals.
If they don't get this one, they're done, dude.
Who knows in the North? The North is wild, but I think if this one's out, then that's 0-2 to the Generals. You're probably done.
Yeah.
Gamblers, great win. This was fantastic. Love seeing this kind of offensive production out of your team.
Yep.
Showboats Panthers. Showboats win at 29-10. This was, Eric, you called it. This was a can't lose game for the Showboats. And they didn't lose.
Yeah.
They finally brought out Cole Kelly as a starter, and it worked out.
Are we selling on the Panthers?
So at this point, I don't know what they're going to do at quarterback. I think they stick out with Josh Love, but I kind of want to see, maybe not this week, but if not this week, next week, I want to see how Carson Strong looks as a starter.
Okay.
Because he feels like the better choice, but I don't know. It's the North might just be worse than the South. I don't know if I'm fully selling on the Panthers, but you had your chance to buy low. They still are alive. I mean, the North is wild, so who fucking knows? The defense is what's kind of... I expect a better Panthers defense than what we saw this week. They didn't show it.
Oh, that's for sure. Jesus.
Breakers 20, General 17. Banger game. Absolutely banger game. Breakers remain undefeated. McLeod Bethel Thompson, again... here's a fun stat for you, Eric. McLeod Bethel Thompson has not thrown for less than 250 yards in any USFL game this year.
Ball so hard, dude. Ball so hard to you, dude.
He's fucking good. And the Generals...
I mean, that's been the pickup of the pickups, dude. Yeah, I mean, like, Jesus. Like,
that future pick we got?
Yeah, I mean, and just seeing what he's doing.
Dude, he's balling out of control.
Filippo is doing with him is just absurd. And
I think the Generals might be better than we thought after week 1.
Yeah.
They look good. And obviously their run game's going to be solid. And then Stallions, Maulers. The Maulers deserve to win this game. I'm going to stand by that. A goddamn kick return to seal it for the Stallions. The Maulers play better.
Mm-hmm.
They played better. And this was Magoo's worst game. Magoo looked like a goddamn clown out there. But also, the Stallions have a lot of injuries.
And they're playing with a backup quarterback.
It's backup quarterback, and then Bo Scarborough is hurt too, their main running back.
Oh, shit. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Totally forgot about that, my friend.
Oh, yeah. The Maulers might get somebody, though. If the Maulers have an offense, they're gonna find themselves.
Chase gave out the Maulers at 15-1 on my stream.
Yeah, we were talking about that on the gymnasium. They are 15-1 right now. I think that's a good pick. The North is wide open.
Yeah, and you want to get that team that can sneak in. It was kind of like why we had our thought process with Arlington, because that was that team that was we could see kind of sneak in because of what's going on.
I could easily see the show, but the Maulers make it in. Frozo's asking, what is the one USFL game I should watch? Been slacking. So this week, if you're going to pick one USFL game to watch, I would say Maulers Panthers would be a good one. I think the Saturday games are your go-to, right? Like as a nice little taster if you want to watch something before the XFL Championship. I think both Saturday games are very intriguing. The Maulers Panthers is really intriguing. And then the Gambler Stallions, this is both teams that looked red hot last week going up against teams who looked way colder than they have for the first.
I want to see what the Gamblers look like against the Stallions. That's number one. I want to see how Michigan rebounds against after that loss against the Showboats. I want to see what fight the Stars have.
They got to have something.
And I mean, is this where the Breakers get caught?
Potentially. So Chase and I have been talking. Basically, the Breakers seem to play to their level of competition every game. That's why all their games have been fairly close. So they could be caught. But I also think so. McLeod Bethel Thompson threw for 0 touchdowns last week. I think he's going to want to go off.
So we're in week 5.
In my opinion, he's leagues better than every quarterback in the league.
Yeah, we all know quarterbacking is so huge.
So like if he wants to go off, I don't really like the Showboats defense at all. And I don't know if Todd Haley after a win is something I want to back.
Yeah, that's true.
Like if the Showboats lost last week, maybe I'd be on them.
Okay, how about this? Week What is this?
Are you looking at the schedule right now to see when they would fall?
So week 7, they're playing the Stallions.
They could fall then.
Week 6, they're playing the Stars. Maybe right before they play the Stallions. Maybe it's that.
I think it could be that. It could be week 9 when they play the Showboats. If they say if already by week 9 they've locked up the playoffs.
Oh yeah, like they could have that letdown where they've already in. That's a good find, dude.
Yeah, that'd be the one I'd be looking for, week 9 potentially, or just like Eric said, when they play the Stars, because those are both kind of like look ahead games. But let's look ahead to this weekend, Saturday. Maulers, Panthers. Panthers -3. Over under 42. Plus 155 on the money line for the Maulers. If you could find me a 3.5, I would take the Maulers.
Yeah. It's really hard for me to trust Michigan after what I've seen the last couple of weeks.
I'll tell you what bet I love in this game is under 42.
I do like the under 42 of that game a lot. I think both these defenses are going to have their way stopping.
Mm-hmm. And the Maulers, as good, if the one issue the Maulers have had on offense all season is they can't punch it in the red zone. So expect a kick fest again.
You're all about the kick fest?
All about the kick fest. If I had to lean anyway, I'd lean Maulers +3, but I only really like the under 42.
Oh, I like the under 42 too.
Gamblers, Stallions. Stallions -4.5, over under 48.5. Call it recency bias, but I might take the Gamblers straight up here.
They're playing well, man.
They're playing so well, dude. Look what happens when you get rid of Kevin Sumlin.
I know, dude. I know. And then the Stallions, I just don't trust the Stallions.
So this could be a bounce back spot for them is the issue.
But what happens how can I word this politely?
If Magoo's not the guy,
yeah,
then this Stallions season is done.
I mean,
also Voz, yes, I like the over 48.5 in this one. I do like the over in this matchup. The Stallions have not just injuries on offense, but also injuries all over that defense. And the Gamblers' offense has shown that they can put up points. It's a lot of points, but I'm going to take the over.
That's a ton of points, Jim.
It's a ton of points. I don't give a shit, Eric.
That's a ton of points.
I don't give a shit how many points it is. I'm going to fucking take that over so goddamn hard.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
You just became fucking Dahmer right there, dude.
Yeah, I did. Give me the Gamblers +4.5 money line and the over 48.5 in this one. I actually like all those.
I'll take the Gamblers. I'll join the party, Jim, just for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You're usually a stay away, Steve.
I know. But I'm a winning.
For the USFL solo day, they have the day all to themselves. General Stars. Generals -6, over under 43, +250 on the money line for the Stars. Until I see something else out of the Stars. I mean, this is a can't lose game. I don't know, dude.
I will say this: if this gets to 7,
it might.
I'm taking them.
It'll get to 6.5. I don't know if it gets to 7 by Sunday, but if it does, I'll take the Stars.
If this gets to 7, I'm riding.
I'm going to take the under 43 in this one, though. On the off chance, I'm kind of I'm playing both sides here because I feel like if the Stars do collapse, their offense can't do shit. And I feel the Generals have to score all the points in this game if that's the case. So I'm going to play a little bit of both sides here.
Look at you, dude. Look at you being smart.
The weekend capper, 2 p.m. Sunday. Showboats, Breakers. Breakers -7.5, over under 47.5. I'm torn here, Eric. Part of me wants to say the Breakers can't cover that big of a spread. The other part of me wants to fade Todd Haley off a win.
If I can find a prop, I will take Bethel Thompson props in this game.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I'm also going to take the over in this game, too, by the way.
If I can find Bethel Thompson props, that's what I'll do.
You're not going to find them.
There's got to be some book that does it.
You got to find the corner bookie.
The corner bookie. Behind the Walmart?
Yeah. Hey, Eric, you're a big historian when it comes to these online books. Do you think Five Dimes would have had it?
Fuck yeah, dude. Are you kidding me, dude? Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Classic era Five Dimes?
I mean, dude, fuck, dude. That's peak Five Guys, dude.
Why can't there be another book like that?
I mean, dude, Five Dimes was just it, dude. Tony was just a fucking G, dude.
That's because there's not another Tony.
I mean, dude.
They only ever made one.
Well,
Frozo's going to fade the fuck out of Haley. You know what, Frozo? I'll fade the fuck out of Haley. Give me the Breakers minus 7.5. I'll do it. Boom.
And, dude, you know, Tony could be alive. Who knows?
No one knows. He's off the grid, isn't he?
Well, allegedly he's dead, but there's rumors that he faked his own death.
That's a very.
And then his wife. Well, I mean,
it's a very Costa Rica thing to do.
Well, no, Five Dimes was supposed to be going legal in the States. That's why they had to bar all U.S. residents because they're going to be a legal online thing. And his wife was going to be a whatchamacallit. His wife had to give up all this stuff.
Damn. Are they still? Do they still do stuff?
Yeah, not in America. Can you use Five Dimes in the USA?
No, you cannot. I just got blocked when I looked it up. I just looked up Five Dimes. It's fivedimes.eu. It blocks my IP.
Okay, so after 6 months of shutting down its U.S. operations as an offshore sports betting market, Five Dimes announced Wednesday it launched an online sports wagering and casino gambling in the Isles of Man, a regulated market that could open up a potential re-entry into the U.S.
Yeah, Boz, I'm on many lists. I'm on many lists.
Dude, I remember when Five Dimes shut down, dude. Jeez, man.
Did you cry? Did you shed a tear?
I did shed a tear, dude. I loved
you did.
Dude, I fucking love Tony, dude. Tony and I had some back and forth during the chat, dude. I mean, dude, you haven't lived until you had Tony threatening you in a live chat, dude.
God, I wish I was enlightened back then.
Rest in peace, Tony.
We're gonna cap today's episode of Spring Fever with a little XLeague talk. Before we do, shout out basically like a week and a half. CFL preseason starts, so buckle up, buckle the fuck up for that. I shed a tear this week, Eric, thinking about my dream realized.
What is your dream realized, big dog?
Year-long football. We have year-long football.
Football every single day.
Every single weekend.
Weekend, excuse me.
Frozo asked, walk me back from the ledge of buying the ELF Game Pass. Frozo, if you – so the way I view it, so I bought the XLeague Pass. It was like $50 for the year. You got to take in two accounts. What's the price? And how many games do you realistically think you're going to watch? You have to sit yourself in a mirror. How many games do you think you're going to watch, and how much does it cost? If it's like $20 and you're going to watch 2 or 3 games, go for it. But if it's like $70 or like $60 and you're only going to watch 2 games,
it's way too much.
It's for like a year. I don't know what the ELF Pass is. Let me see what it is. ELF Game Pass. How much do you think it is, Eric?
$55.
Let's see. Season long, it's $100. So for $100, how many games? I would need to watch. There's 107 games total. For $100, I got to be at least watching like 40, 50 games.
Would you watch 40 or 50 games?
I don't think I would. No disrespect to the ELF. I love it, but similar to the XLeague, they're on at terrible times for me. That it's hard to catch all the games. I couldn't justify it. If I was drunk, I'd buy that. If I was drunk, I'd get it though.
You're a little inebriated.
Eric, I bought a pair of fake tits for $180. I'd buy this, like hands down, if I was drunk. Voz asked for Ghost updates. I need to stock Ghost in my new apartment. Need to stock it.
What?
Ghost is an energy drink that Voz has turned me on to, Eric.
You have a Ghost in your apartment?
There might be. There might be a cherry limeade flavored Ghost. But shout out CFL starting soon, starting this month. And now the XLeague recap. Eric, we had the Obix Seagulls versus the I'm going to keep calling them the Lixel Deers. They're the Deers. Eric, Frozo, yes, I would also prefer late night games for the ELF. They're on in the middle of the day while I'm at work. It's bullshit. Obix Seagulls versus the Deers. Eric, you picked the Seagulls.
I did.
They won 24-0. Good job.
1-0 to start, baby. Come on.
Tokyo Gas versus IBM. Eric, you picked IBM. They won 20-13.
Didn't cover, though. Didn't cover.
Did not cover. Eric, Dentsu versus Fujitsu. I think you pounded Fujitsu. I think this was your hammer whale play. They won 31-0.
My hammer whale play.
Yeah, we gotta start using tout language. Then we had, actually, that was it. That was it for this weekend. I'm going to say game of the weekend, probably Tokyo IBM because it was close. Didn't get to catch any because of the move, but in 2 weeks, be ready. Voz is asking, how much is the X League Pass and where can I watch? So, Voz, I'm going to be trying something interesting here. I will be trying to stream some X League games on Twitch to see if, and like showing the game to see if I can get away with that and see if I can skirt around getting a channel ban or anything like that. I'm going to try it. We're going to see if that works. Otherwise, I'll link in chat in the live chat, and I'll link in the description for the audio listeners too of where you can get it. I think it's like $50 for the whole season. I think it's like $50 a year.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. And you get May, you get their like spring tournaments, you get their whole season. And I don't think you just get, no, it is just X League. I do believe it's like $50 for the whole year though. And you have to have, there's a weird, it's a weird roundabout way of going it because it's Japanese. So you have to have like a certain ID number or something. It's weird. If you need help, I think there's ways to look it up. Frozo's saying lawsuit. But you know what? We're going to ride that out into the sunset.
You know what, dude? We'll see what happens. Sometimes
We'll see what happens. I'm trying to bring exposure to the X League. But, folks, that'll do it for this episode of Spring Fever. Eric, anything you want to shout out?
Podcast comes out this Friday. If you missed the live stream, the eTalk 2-1 Sports Show, Gino gave out a bet. Louise in it downs. Chase gave out some X League USFL bets and a future to lock in, and I gave out some NBA stuff. And yeah, that's why I'm gonna be chilling at, my man.
You guys know where to find me. I got a lot of stuff going on, but please tune in to the XFL Championship live stream this Saturday, 7 p.m. God's time, Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern for you heathens.
I'll be there, my friend.
Eric will be there. I'm sure Chase will be there. It'll be a fun time. It's going to be the XFL Gym, XFL Championship Extravaganza watch along or whatever. Eric will text me the title.
You know what? Maybe I'll break out a little wild turkey for the Extravaganza.
I'm going to be very drunk. I'm just forewarning to everybody. I will be very drunk and very celebratory.
Get a little loose, Jimbo.
Over under 3.5 tornadoes.
Just for that game?
Yeah. It's the only game that we're streaming Saturday. We're not going to do any USFL. It's just streaming for the XFL.
Under.
Okay. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. We greatly appreciate it. Give us a like. Give Eric a follow on all social media at eTalk21 Sports. And give me a follow at XFL Gym. We love you guys. Bye. We'll see you for the XFL Championship recap.